Hey Libra, welcome to your twin flame reading this week. It is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Some of it might be for you, some of it might be for someone else. If it resonates, you'll know because you'll feel it in your heart and soul. It'll be like, oh, that makes sense. Or if you're trying to squeeze it into your life or trying to figure it out, chances are it doesn't resonate with you. If it doesn't, check your moon sign, rising sign, or Venus sign. That could be more of the energy you're in. If it does resonate, please like, share, comment, and or subscribe. I do personalized readings, and sorry, I had to pause it there for a second while I went and got my little sheet that tells me what I'm reading on, the points that I'm reading on. You can also follow me on Instagram at Candy Wishman. All right, so let's take a look at the current energy between the two of you. Okay, so we have a man holding a coin. And a woman holding a coin on the bottom. So what I get from this is you're both focused on the physical. It could be finances, but I feel like it's more just physical stability in your lives, where you're trying to create your abundance, create stability. Focusing on those things aren't as scary as the emotional stuff. It's easy for you to focus on the tangible stuff that you know how to deal with, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so let's take a look at a past situation that has provided learning or healing, or both, because when you learn, you heal, you heal, you learn. Okay, for the both of you. Could be very recent, could be in the past at some point. Okay, something that's offered you some growth for the both of you, really. All right, this looks like it's going to be pretty simple. We have the Three of Swords. Okay. We have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And then we have the Sun. Okay. So I think it's a very simple story, what's coming through here. Obviously, there was some heartache. There was something that caused emotional pain. But it also forced the two of you to work on yourselves, to be better. I got an essence of judgment, of expectation of being better. You expected the other to be better. But this particular situation was deep enough and painful enough that you cut one another out and had to focus on yourself. And that's why we're at the nine. I feel like we're more at the Nine of Pentacles stage here, Libra, where it's that moment before you step into your independence. You're still washing away the things that no longer serve. It's sort of like, I don't know why I'm getting this scenario, but I'm just going to say it. It's so random of a metaphor, but I'm thankful for it, because it's sort of like, somebody that's going to lose weight and they keep their weight loss a secret until they do their final reveal. Or like a celebrity that's undergone a transformation and then they have a final reveal, but they keep all the details hidden. So I feel like you're kind of in this process of, and I feel like some of it is actually hidden from you, Libra. Like there's stuff going on behind the scenes and under the subconscious energy that's healing and evolving. And that's kind of where you're at right now. Some of you might feel like you're treading water. And not in a desperate, panicked kind of way, just sort of, in the space of understanding the status quo while you evolve and heal from these wounds. Okay, but what's coming after the Nine of Pentacles? We have the Sun. I feel like every time you've gone through this particular cycle with your twin, this has been the process. You do the work, you kind of go underground, you seclude yourself. And then there's all of a sudden there's an epiphany, there's clarity, and then you're happy again. And I feel like this is a cycle for the two of you, because this is how you grow and evolve on a soul level. This is how you shed the things that no longer serve, those painful wounds, those limiting beliefs. And as frustrated as you are by it, because it's so much easier, like I said, for you to focus on your physical being versus your emotional being, you're still, it's confirmation to know that you're still doing the work. Just because different versions of this pattern show up doesn't mean what you've done up until now has been for nothing. Okay, so let's take a look at how the connection is affecting you at this moment. Okay. So interestingly enough, okay, we have the Two of Pentacles, which is interesting. This is an energy of needing to make a decision, okay? It's about making a decision in the physical, but it's incorporating both aspects of yourself, the soul aspect and the physical self. You see how she's trying to balance the physical with the spiritual, okay? And then we have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is about waiting for your wave to come in, your ship to come in, about doing the work. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like there's, which is a new prosperous beginning in the physical. I feel like there's almost an impatience for you. And this is not a judgment, because I feel like we're all there on some level. It's very difficult for you to make a decision with this without all the information or knowing where it's going to take you. It's an interesting energy. You're waiting for this new beginning, but you still haven't made a decision about what new beginning you want to come in. And for some of you, you may need to just surrender to what the universe has to offer for your greatest and highest good and allow that. That's not an easy place to be, but that's a decision, and it's a firm one, which is going to help the universe support you. Okay. There's a lot of juggling with it right now, and it's going to show up for you in different ways. It may not show up specifically with your connection with your twin. It could show up in varying different ways. If you have to make a decision about work, if you have to make a decision about finances, about other relationships, it's all catered around the same thing, and what's guiding you to be able to make decisions and stand firmly in them, wholeheartedly in them. And if you can't make a decision, to recognize that maybe some more work needs to be done. Okay. We're going to get into some cards representing your twin. I do often tend to channel for the feminine, this being the masculine, but the energy is interchangeable here. There is an extended version available where we talk about hidden factors in the connection, blockages that need to be removed, lessons that need to be learned, how they want to move forward with you, and what you can do right now to move yourself forward, as well as hopes and intentions. Okay, the information's in the description box below. I fixed the link for those who are trying to get to the link in the other videos. I apparently had the wrong link there, so I'm sorry. Okay, all right, let's get a couple cards representing your person. Okay, so we have, wanted to go on the floor. We have the Nine of Swords here. Which is represented by Gemini. It's the second decanate in Gemini. So I think it's like June 1st to June 10th. And then we have the Emperor, okay? So we have Aries energy here. They're lacking a lot of confidence right now. There's a lot of fear around moving forward and leading in their own lives. The reason, and I'm not going to be one of those readers that just tells you these things about your twin because, I think you need to know all their business. It's because there's such a deep reflection of you that it tells you something about what's happening in your life. Okay, whatever's happening subconsciously for the feminine will manifest physically for the masculine. Okay, so I feel like the same way that you're struggling with making decisions, they are too, and it's all based a little bit around fear. Okay, if you've worked through a lot of fear, you've processed a lot of fear, they're purging a lot of fear in their physical life. Okay, so they could have Gemini or strong Aries in their chart. Okay, what is on their mind right now? Okay, we have the Two of Cups. Yeah. Okay, So we have relationships, two people coming together, full cups, equals. I'm going to be clear about this because I don't believe you have to be fully healed in order to be in union. I do feel like you have to have a very strong self-awareness when you come into union. Okay, so you both want this, and maybe it's not union. I feel like that still brings fear into some of your hearts, and maybe that's worth navigating and figuring out why you're afraid of that. Because if this is on their mind, you're thinking about that too, and you may not be thinking about having a relationship with them necessarily, but having a relationship is on your mind. But yeah, so I feel like when you both come to this place of self-awareness where you can recognize what that person's actions are showing you about yourself, you can step more solidly into union. You don't have to be fully healed. We are healed. It tends to tear down the walls really quick for our mind. It has a hard time keeping up. All right, what is on there? What is in their heart right now? What are they feeling in their emotions? Yeah. So we have the Ace of Wands. They're feeling inspired. Okay, it's almost like a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not a strong, like, passionate takeover, but it's the spark of hope that's in their heart. And I feel like, without question, it's from the connection with you, perhaps. And every time you do your own work and heal yourself, you help them find their way to their own happiness, okay? And that doesn't have to be your purpose, but I feel like it's always nice to know that that happens and that's a thing, right? All right, so yeah, I feel like they're feeling hopeful for the first time in a long time, and whether it has to do with you or not, I don't get that. But ultimately, you don't want your twin or your masculine to be solely focused on you either. You want them to find themselves, just like you want to find yourself, right? You want to be independent. You want to look good, feel good, smell good. You want them to feel that way about themselves too, because that way, when they choose you, it's organic. It's not forced. It's not out of codependency because they need you. It's because they want you. Okay, and I feel like that's a really healthy place to be. So let's take a look how they're viewing you and the connection, Libra. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is Gemini, Cancer energy. But this is somebody who is in touch with their emotions. They're very gifted spiritually, intuitively. What I heard was someone I can express my emotions with that won't judge me. Someone I can let my guard down with. This is how they're viewing you. This is how they're viewing. And I feel like a part of them is very much viewing the connection as an emotional vulnerability. Okay. On the flip side of that, when you've both been out of balance, they've experienced your neediness and needing them to provide you with emotional support that you couldn't provide yourself. So it's a very coming full circle for you, Libra. I feel like you're not as much in that energy anymore where you're really starting to balance yourself out, or you've surrounded yourself with people that can help you with that. I feel like when tribe is needed, it doesn't matter how self-evolved you are, you're always going to need people to help pull you out of the eye of the storm, okay? So this is kind of where you guys are at. We're going to get more into the extended, again, hidden factors, blockage being removed, lesson being learned, how they want to move forward with you, what you can do right now to move yourself forward, and hopes and intentions. I hope that this has helped. Be your peace, love yourself, share your light, and have an amazing day, Libra.